confession.
Well, hold on.
No. I'm not gonna put it.
Open the podcast with a confession.
Wait.
I'm not gonna put it on the pod. No, I'm
You
not
are.
gonna put. No.
Come on.
What's the confession? And we actually won't put it on the podcast.
I went 5 minutes over at the comedy store.
Put this.
You're fucked.
I've been fired.
You're fucked. Were you angry about it?
He was so upset.
No,
I'm not gonna put it on the mic.
This is good podcast. You went 5 minutes over at the comedy store, so
I don't want.
they're sticklers for. Time.
No, but I didn't. You know when you have a meltdown and you don't even realize you're having one and you don't even see the red light.
So you were having...
It's quite a dim red light.
It's because they have the toilet. The gents and the ladies have red lights, but it's a big man and a woman. So I thought maybe that can't be the red light that they use. It's just for toilets.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't see the actual red light. Please don't put this in the pod.
Oh, no, we better not put it in the pod.
What's the worry about putting this in the podcast?
Wait.
I mean, they know that you ran over. You're not blaming them. You're just...
I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
But
it's so stressful. I hate that worry of like running over your time. So for people who don't like know with comedy, like say you were in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have a 10-minute set and they'll give you the light at like 9 minutes or kind of whenever you really want it. So giving you the light means like a little red light
and
comes on.
And he even said, don't worry, you can do 11.
And you did 15?
And I did 15.
So they were kind. They were saying, hey, if you go over a minute, it's fine. And you said, I'll go over 5.
To begin with, they were kind.
Yeah.
But to end with, no.
There was a cruelty. There was a nastiness.
Yeah.
This is very close.
They're very like regimented, strict. Can we talk about lights generally? Like the lights the clubs give you? Some of them are absolutely insane. Like some of them are just so bright that when the light comes on, the whole audience goes...
Right.
That interrupts the show.
Why is it red?
Yeah. Just this red just floods the whole room like, and they go, you have 2 minutes left to continue being funny and then get off our stage.
I am so shocked about how much you change when we go on the pod. So no, like you're not like this. It's real people.
No, because before.
Sorry about the shoes, by the way.
That's okay.
Before the pod, you will have seen me and I kind of move gracefully around, and there's an erudite kindness. And I look longingly at the trees.
I have to tell you one thing.
You did look longingly at the trees. I'll give you that much.
I have to tell you one thing. When people use the word erudite,
yes,
I somehow squirt.
You squirt?
Yes.
So as in you... But do you mean that you reach orgasm?
Kind of. But I don't know if you saw that.
No.
But like...
I hate it. I immediately lose respect for the person referring to I don't think you can refer to yourself as erudite.
Okay, well then could you start saying it to me?
I usually say you are very
I wouldn't have
erudite.
to. What about that? You say, and then I wouldn't be forced to call myself erudite.
No, but you usually... The best way to use because the point is to use the word.
Yes.
When I use the word, I feel erudite, but I usually say you're very erudite.
Yeah.
And the other person goes like, "What does that mean?"
This is, and it's a sneaky compliment that makes you look smarter. If you call somebody else erudite, you're only ever calling yourself erudite.
Exactly.
It does nothing but make them feel stupider.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly. because people don't know this word, and the fact that you know it makes me feel like you're a bit of a reader.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, I've read Charlotte's Web several times. But I've never finished it, but I'm pretty sure the spider and the pig are going to be friends, if I had to guess. But so erudite, of course, for anyone that's listening, of course.
I don't think Charlotte's Web is the cultural phenomenon in Italy that it is everywhere else.
No, but
Not everywhere else in the Anglophone world.
Do you know Charlotte's Web?
Do you know how isolated you are as a culture? Are you aware of it?
but who are you talking to? Are you talking to
Ireland or England or America?
No, I am talking about the Americanized culture that we have absorbed.
Yeah, the Anglophone culture.
The Anglophone culture is actually, you think it's like everywhere, but it's not.
It's really not, and I'm glad it's not.
And it is everywhere, but on a very surface level. Everybody talks about baby reindeer, but then we all hate it. And we move on with our day. We everywhere in Italy, everywhere.
You hate baby reindeer in Italy?
I mean, me personally, yes.
Bambino!
but like,
you hate it. What do you hate about baby reindeer?
It's called Rendiero Bambino in Italy.
No, piccola
Rendiero
renna.
Bambino.
Piccola
Piccola?
Piccola Renna. Everything is
Renna?
translated.
I did all right, but not Bambino. Shut the fuck up.
No, you did great. I mean, Vittorio was in Italy recently, and he was there for 12 hours, and he absorbed a lot of Italian culture.
Yeah, I
feel.
became much more Italian. I
Yeah.
joined the Navy.
Can I ask this now? And both of you are wearing beautiful naval. Both of you are wearing beautiful naval garments and
Filippo,
garb.
by the way, this is Filippo.
This is.
I like how we went into 4 topics already.
But so there'll be a lot of tabs open today, and nothing will get.
Because I
completed.
feel like you were worried about him kind of opening too many tabs and kind of being all over the place. But
Yeah, I'm like, do you ever see the shipmates on like Deadliest Catch trying desperately running around tying things down and trying to keep the ship like right?
Yeah.
And he's like a big crab.
Oh, come on! but you're not talking about an STD crab. You're talking about a sea urchin.
Like a giant
You're
like a
not talking
giant
about-
crab. Like
Like
a
a
giant
crab.
Japanese crab.
Oh, like a giant Japanese crab. That's a lovely thing to say. Yeah.
yeah, you
That's-
got legs.
Yeah, these are
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are magnificent creatures. They're a delicacy. People pay a lot of money to eat them.
Yeah,
Crabs. So thank you very much.
that's okay.
But see now, what he would say is this: that he's running around going like this, tiny, like that. But believe me, this is the inmates running the asylum because his little beep boop 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 brain is like word associating everything you say in a sentence. He just starts going, but that reminds me of this. Boop, 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 boop. He's like R2D2.
Some
but
people
if-
call it conversation.
No. Oscar Wilde wouldn't. Hitchens wouldn't.
He doesn't know who these people are.
You know
no,
Oscar Wilde.
Oscar
is.
Wilde. I saw a photo.
You saw a photo.
Yeah, you know,
was
like
it
Oscar
in-
Wilde is listed on Wikipedia
Was
as
it in zoo or
English.
nuts?
is
In
is
every
he-
other Wikipedia that isn't in English,
He's
he's
listed
listed
as
as English.
Yeah.
is listed as English. Oh, so when you say all the other Wikipedias, did you personally check all of the other Wikipedias?
At least 3. I've checked at least 3.
Well, that's enough for the world.
I think European Wikipedias.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows he's Irish.
Yes, thank you.
Not true.
What do you mean not
I've
true?
met Swiss people who don't know.
About
Yeah.
Oscar Wilde.
Yeah, they don't know, but they think he's English. Lots of Europeans think that Oscar Wilde is English because it's British propaganda.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
definitely.
like Andy Murray being Scottish when he loses, British when he wins. He's Oscar Wilde when he's a writer. What?
He's English.
He's English when he's a writer. He's Irish when he's
a
gay.
pedo.
Yeah.
He's an Irish
No.
pedo. He's an English writer.
I was very shocked because the other day, no, yeah, my man.
This is a sponsorless episode. Can you tell?
yeah.
I saw what?
You saw what?
I saw Oscar. No, I saw. I was in central London next to Trafalgar Square, and there is a statue of Oscar Wilde. But that's why I say I recognize him because I was passing by and then I see this statue, but it wasn't good. It wasn't a
It's
well-made
like the Cristiano
statue.
Ronaldo one.
It was a.
Have you seen that one at Lisbon Airport?
I'm sorry, I'm talking about Trafalgar Square here, but yeah.
You were talking about bad statues.
No, but this
This is what
one
I'm
was
saying. He
was
hears
like.
bad statue, and he's like, my story of bad statue.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you
Like-
seen
He hasn't finished his story.
I
of
haven't
bad
seen
statue.
it because when I was in Lisbon last, Cristiano Ronaldo was a child.
Ah. But there's photos. I haven't seen it in real life, but I've seen it on the internet.
Yeah.
Because it looks nothing. It looks more like Harry Maguire than it looks
No,
like Cristiano Ronaldo.
But when you say, I did you see the statue of Cristiano Ronaldo in Lisbon? It makes me feel like, oh, he's so well traveled. He definitely has
No,
seen
I
it
saw it on
live.
Twitter.
No, he hasn't.
Twitter.com.
This is what I'm saying about now. This is Vittorio, and I have my own, what you would say are bad habits of being a maniac. His one is he'll hear before you finished your Oscar Wilde statue story, he hears bad statue and he goes boop boop beep boop.
I was just
My
making
bad statue
a
story.
comparison.
We're just adjusting a little bit to each other.
I know, but
We're
once we
figuring
get,
out the dynamic.
once we get it together. But listen to this: Oscar Wilde, yes,
There's
Yes.
a bad statue of him at Trafalgar Square.
yes, and he was.
I was captivated by the fact that I didn't even realize that I knew his face and the statue was bad. What I'm saying is that he is a very, very influential person.
Yes, and he was the first great gay. This is true. He was the first really.
That's not true.
Ah, come on.
Who was the first
Most of
great
ancient
gay?
Greece were all gay and all.
And you thought they were great. What they were
Yeah,
at.
they were doing all sorts of good things.
Have you ever considered that, like there's a big movement on the internet about stoicism? You know?
Yes.
There's a
yeah.
book about that over there somewhere.
Yeah.
Daily Stoic.
Yeah.
It's on top. It's the one closest to you right now.
This one next to the. Yeah, so these guys, so the Daily Stoic, now 366 meditation. Well, we don't need to advertise this, but what I'm saying, they talk about stoicism and, restraining your emotions and containing your. But they were all fucking kids.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe restrain that.
That's right.
Restrain that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Stoicism 101.
But Stoicism is back in the game, like all these like influencer the bro podcast
Exactly,
guys
the
talking
bros.
about you need to just read Marcus Aurelius and be stoic and stuff. And it's like, how far are you taking this influence from Marcus
exactly. Are
Aurelius?
you ready to reestablish the good Greek community? Are you ready for that?
So I want to do a little thought experiment here. Filippo, I want you to insult me in the worst way you possibly think you can, and I'm going to be stoic and be emotionally unaffected by what you say.
Okay.
And I just want to show people out there that we have taken upon the tenets of Stoicism and ancient Greek culture, and I'm a fortress. Go.
You're English.
You bastard! Why would you say that to me? Oh, tell him to go. Tell him to go away. Oh no, you're so mean. You're a cruel man in a hat.
That was a really good bit.
It's a fun one. But do you look into Vito's eyes as a fellow Italian? And the
I feel
ancestry.
so uncomfortable claiming myself as an Italian.
Well, you're
at
half
all.
Italian. You're half.
I am, but I'm so culturally
He refuses that though.
like.
You think you were?
No, I'd love to. I think it is like
You would love to, but like you come to Italy, you were there, and you didn't feel connection at all. You didn't feel any connection.
Oh,
I don't know if that's true.
that's what.
I didn't feel connection to the audience because it was a bad gig. No, it was.
It wasn't a bad gig.
It was a bad.
I mean,
venue.
for our
You
standards.
told me it was a nightmare.
It was more.
It was.
when people were walking
Don't
past
talk to
the
you in
stage
private.
to go to the toilet. That was the main
Yeah.
problem with the.
But that was just lack of knowledge about Italian
Yeah.
customs. You didn't know that when people in Italy go to pee and they pass through a gig, they suddenly sing and shout and
they
greet
perform.
everybody. They perform.
They turned around. It wasn't like, "Oh, sorry." They turned around.
No,
and
no,
went,
they go like, "Hey, it's me."
oh."
Yeah.
Did this actually happen?
Yeah, they had to walk past the stage to get to the toilet at the show in Rome. But people who weren't at the show. So people who were just in the bar, attached to the venue, would have to walk through the audience, past the stage.
And they waved at the audience.
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. They do that because everybody's a performer in Italy, you know? So the fact that you're performing kind of steals the show from them.
It's cultural
Their own-
appropriation.
It
There's
is.
a lot of gesturing. You all have gesticular cancer. I think that was good. Nice. Clip her up. Oh, that's surely very clever.
You get tumors on your hands and just keep them like this. I'm very sorry. He has testicular
Yes.
cancer.
Testicular cancer.
How long does he have left?
Oh. I have it too.
I'm sad.
You know, it's so good because I'm just laughing along. I didn't understand the premise.
Good.
What's the treatment? God, it's contagious.
Oh, yeah.
Epidemic of testicular cancer.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know this one?
No, what does that mean?
Yeah, me neither. I just no. It's this one.
For the listeners,
wait.
we have like a folded hand
Yeah.
striking the chest.
Exactly. When you do that, but I mean, how are you going to explain the gag you just previously did?
We were gesturing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were, but I think they, in their mind, this is why Steve Martin had an incredibly popular album called Get Small, which was a huge.
Let's Get Small.
Or Let's Get Small, you dirty bastard. And
You made yourself look very foolish.
I
there.
made myself look like a clown. I've been humiliated.
Because you thought I didn't know American culture.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that. I said I just got the album name wrong. You corrected me, made me look a fool in front of my own listeners, wearing a crown. I couldn't be more humiliated. I'm sitting in a pile of my own disgrace now.
Well, I think 90% of it is your fault.
I know. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't show me some kindness and love.
No, because I am the guest.
Luckily, I'm a stoic and it doesn't affect me. No.
Yeah.
You're one of the least stoic people I've ever met.
Thank you very much, Vittorio. And earlier you called me a crab. You've been nothing but cruel to me. But
you're not taking it personally.
I'm taking it very. It's hurting my feelings tremendously. But Steve Martin in the album, Let's Get Small or whatever, there's so much of it where you can't.
Whatever. Go on.
But there's so much of it in it that you can't see what he's doing. He's doing a load of sight gags.
Yes. And yet.
And there was laughter, and yet it was hugely popular because people would just fill in their mind.
Whatever the funniest thing is.
Yeah, whatever the funniest thing is. And it was like a testament to people's imagination. Now, the people who are listening to this,
but these
are some of the most brain, deprived.
Lovely, they're wonderful, they're intelligent folks.
No, for
they're
sure.
Great people.
And those people in the Steve Martin's albums probably are dead now.
Oh, that's
it was a different
the
era.
70s,
It was an era in which people actually had imagination, in which actually they could fill in all of the gaps. Do
you think this generation imagination is a stranger, a cold, distant
Just
stranger?
think about one thing.
Yeah.
One thing. Before.
Are you going to tell us what the thing is?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought we just.
You thought it was a gag or something?
No,
Yeah?
I just thought we had to think about one thing.
Oh, just think about one thing.
We could choose.
Okay, you each think of one thing.
I thought of what I'm thinking.
Think about why would people now have less imagination than back then. One reason.
Okay.
I've got like a real boomer answer. Like it's TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
My answer is all the Texan talks on the phones.
It's the gays.
It's the gays. It's the vaccine. Is it the vaccine?
It's the vaccine.
It's the poop in the water. The poop
Vladimir
plastic.
poop in water.
Vladimir poop in water.
The microplastics.
So they found in the water in London. In the water in London, it's full of poop. It's just poo and
Thames
plastic.
water. Don't drink the water in London now.
Yeah.
We've become much more European since leaving the EU.
You mean there's always been shit in the water.
Now there's just you turn on that tap. It's just
there's a turd coming
full
out.
Shit comes out of the.
The tap wipes its ass after it.
Well, that must be
goes.
good for like those kind of naturalist movements.
I don't think they're eating poop, Filippo.
No.
No.
Oh, too bad.
I did think, and this
I think it's more like quinoa and stuff.
Yeah.
I had an honest thought before, and you tell me what you think about this. What if, of course, Mother Nature or God or whoever you like to think is up there, or Bernie
When you say
Sanders,
Mother Nature, you refer to her as a female.
because I believe in the divine feminine, the vulva, the tits. I believe women are just
The best.
better. Yeah,
They're better.
The
yes.
best.
They're the best.
yeah. So I say Mother Nature because
I
guess
think-
what? I'm an ally.
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, women have been around for years now. I mean,
They're big.
yeah,
They're big.
They're quite a big thing.
Their
now.
grandmother then.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
gone quite big in recent. I don't know.
I mean,
if it's all the
of
fast
course, I
food
mean,
or-
not.
I come from a long line of women.
Yeah, you must, and you should. And
well, he
I
actually
shall.
embraces the feminine a lot because he is a demisexual.
You've really latched onto this recently.
No.
I don't claim that again.
No,
I don't
the
claim
He's
that.
an
Sexual-
autistic Italian demisexual, and
I'm sorry, demisexual is
Yeah.
like it's got. What was the? Please explain.
it means like
It's so
it means you
upsetting.
can only come if you see pictures of Demi Moore.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I
A
was,
demisexual.
you know what, Mike? I was about to say Demi Moore joke, but then I was like, no, I can't do this in this very, very important
I don't think
podcast.
I don't think I know who Demi Moore is.
Oh lad, wait till
No,
you find
Demi Moore
out.
is the one who did this.
Oh, I haven't
That's
seen
Sharon
that.
Stone.
Oh, that's Sharon Stone.
You
Oh,
pig.
it's a
No.
woman.
Yeah, you
One each.
fool.
One each.
Huh? One
One
each.
each.
Yeah, because you corrected me and Steve Martin thing.
Yeah.
Now I killed you on the Demi Moore thing. So Demi Moore was in the movie Ghost with Swayze. Oh my love,
my darling, I hunger for your touch.
Are you still
Only I need your love. I need your love.
That was noise.
I have watched that
Very
film,
nice.
but I
Yeah.
don't know if I remember her.
So that's Demi. She's
That's
also
the
in a movie called Striptease in the mid-90s where you get to see her boobies and bum quite a bit. It's lovely stuff. And then she's in a movie called Disclosure with Michael Douglas where she's this office lady who wants to have an affair with Michael Douglas even though he's married. And there's a great sex scene that I would have masturbated to upwards of 70 times when I was a teenager.
That was quite a long sentence.
Thank you. But in reality, he's a demisexual, which means that he is...
Again, not a term that I claim, not an identity that I claim.
He's an autistic Italian demisexual.
I'm doing a whole show at the minute about not claiming your identity from the groups that you happen to be a part of.
Yeah.
And Mike keeps trying to put me in a box.
He's an autistic
But he's a true
Italian
friend. He helps you defend your
demisexual
cause.
who
Yeah.
has been moved to tears by plays and other sorts of art. And he's also quite a good rugby player, a footballer, and he's a very good joke writer. So there's a lot to him. But the demisexual thing, and he rocks a hat and a stupendous way.
Demisexuality
Demisexual, okay,
is where you get riled up by emotional connection with somebody. That sexually turns you on.
Yes. But what's the problem with that, Mike?
There's no problem. In fact, I would
What's
say...
the problem with that, Vittorio, then? And I said Vittorio, and I said Vittorio.
said it like I said it.
Like you said it, just to make sure you know who I'm talking about. Otherwise, Vittorio. It's like...
I just feel like when I say my name properly, I feel like, you know, in Inglourious Bastards, when the guy's like,
Yeah.
Margherite.
Yeah, you're lying.
Antonio Margherite.
But I do the same when I'm here. Like I call myself Filippo. I don't. Because yes, I do.
That's the same wrong.
Yeah,
It's
but
weird because if I go,
Filippo.
hi, my name's Vittorio, that sounds crazy, but you going, hello, my name is
Filippo.
Filippo. You're Australian?
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Filippo. There's a guy.
I'm a guy.
I'm from Italy, where I'm originally.
My name's Filippo.
I'm a comedian. Was down the comedy store.
no, but it's difficult. Yeah, it's
I think
really.
you can call yourself Filippo.
I can call myself Filippo, but then I have to sort of accentuate the Italian accent to make people understand.
No, Filipino, is that like a small U?
No, Filipino is what when some people text me and they have the autocorrect, so they write Filippo and it corrects them to Filipino.
Filipino Spreafico?
Yeah, Filipino Spreafico, which is
But in Italian, like word structures, that would mean like a small Filippo.
Like Ronaldinho.
I think that the actual country has overtaken the diminutive of Filippo.
Ah, that's a shame.
You know, because they're everywhere. So
It'd be funny if it was just a country of like
Filipino-
small Italian guys called Philip.
No, yeah, you go when you say Filipino in Italian, they'd be like, yeah, small Filippo. Imagine no one knows about the Philippines.
Tiny and zaggies.
Yeah, that small Filippos actually have taken over the existence of the
They were
Philippines.
colonized by little people with one name.
Yeah, just yeah, it was good. Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Is this going to be in a mad tangent? Because I would like to get
No.
back to what we were talking about a while ago.
Well, no,
Do
what I
you
was
mean
going
the
to say is-
demisexual thing?
Because
No.
I want to say that on the demisexual thing, so basically he's attracted to emotional connection, which I think a lot of people are, but he's almost exclusively attracted to that, as in like that's what gets him off.
Is
As
it
if-
true that you've
as
been
if it's-
stressing this point for many episodes of this
No,
podcast?
no. We just came up with it the last episode.
Ah.
So now we want to explore it with a man of the continent, someone who actually knows something about the language of love, unlike the other pigs we have on this pod, to be honest. Absolute just vacant shills that we have on this pod.
In the
And
last
now-
episode, we had a best-selling author.
and he was a
He's a
pig,
psychiatrist.
and he was a cruel pig, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. But a man who didn't have one drop of love or knowledge of Europe in his veins.
Yes.
So, as a Demi, what do you regard in regards to love and these matters? What do you think?
Well, in general, about
Yes, please.
what do I think in general about love and matters of the heart?
Yes, and sex and are you a very horny man? Do you seek more connection? What's
I think that if you consider a demisexual
Yes.
somewhat deranged,
Whoa.
you'd be wrong.
Okay.
Because yes, sometimes you do it for the kill, and sometimes you do it for the actual
You
connect.
kill some of them.
No, you
Oh,
just
sorry.
do it. You do it. I mean, it's a metaphorical.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the kill, as in
Your question was very broad.
It was fucking insane.
This is.
One of
I mean
the
to
worst-
attack my journalistic skills here.
Just because
You're not even speaking into the microphone.
I just think that. I just think to attack my journalistic integrity here is just wild. I'm trying to connect with you, Italian boys.
Well, the way in which you're doing it, you're pushing us away.
sorry, I'm sorry.
You really are.
It takes a lot to make an Italian man feel harassed.
I didn't feel harassed. I just felt like somewhat, intellectually raped.
It was it was just such a wildly, and the question kind of like meandered around and then opened right up at the end. It just didn't.
It was like, there's a pigs everywhere. Sorry, this is how I heard it in my head. There's pigs everywhere. And what do you think about love? I'm like, well, sir, I have the utmost respect for any living being, and I try to treat them with gentleness and caress them every once in a while.
Would you kill would you kill a fly? Would you kill an insect? Would that cause you pain to do that?
I am a bit of a Buddhist, and I'm a bit of a believer in reincarnation.
Yes.
So I just think I send them to the next life.
So that's a good. So you've no problem killing.
That is an interesting conundrum, isn't it, over the Buddhist thing of like not killing bugs, but surely if you believe in reincarnation,
Yeah, just kill them.
it's pretty
and,
inconsequential.
yeah.
Because the only way is up for a bug, really. You would think.
I mean, what animal could the bug reincarnate in to get worse? What's the way down?
English?
Ah,
An amoeba. Move.
Noise,
Noise,
no,
mate,
no.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bag up down in the belly. Yo. Well done, Vittorio. That was good.
But that is it. Yeah, that is it. I don't really understand that. If you're any Buddhists watching, drop us a comment, send us an email, all that stuff.
Well, what could be worse? We have to think about this because there's even a hierarchy amongst the fly world. Because you could be a fly,
Or like a mayfly.
you could be a blue bottle fly, which they seem to have a bit going on, and
They're big.
They've thoughts on things. But then you have like a fruit fly.
Fruit
These
fly
guys,
lives for a day.
Fruit flies don't sleep.
they don't sleep
I
at all.
heard that from a very terrible comedian.
Oh, ye nasty! You're both nasty Italian men.
Yes.
There's a lack of empathy here. I think that will come across on camera.
Back to I wanted to talk about slightly more this idea that like you said that like people just don't care about this Anglophone culture that supposedly has permeated the world. I think that the truth from what did you just spill that?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Go get kitchen roll.
I'll get some kitchen roll.
You said like it hasn't permeated the world, but I think from what you've said, the truth is that you do get kind of bombarded with it, but you just kind of disregard it culturally.
I think in all seriousness, I think, for instance, in Italy, people do watch these things, but out of spite. There's a lot of Anglophone culture coming through, of course, because we have to defend ourselves from the crippling hold of China. But at the same time, I don't think we really believe in what's being sold to us because it's being fabricated by a very cold and cruel culture. But
American?
we have to, American, British,
We were speaking about this when we were in Rome. We were talking about how in America you don't pay tax, but the real tax is that you no longer have an identity that's worth anything.
Yes, exactly.
Like you don't pay tax on your earnings, but culturally you lose everything.
Your soul pays a tax.
Yes, because Europeans they
soul
went
toll.
to America not to pay taxes, and then they don't know who they are anymore.
Yeah, we discussed this as
They're
well about
demisexual.
Italians' feelings towards Italian Americans.
Yes,
You don't
we did.
a little bit.
I think so.
Not a huge fan of the Italian Americans broadly as Italians.
I think you look at them as if imagine, well, like when you go to a zoo, and
animals.
you're a human, and then you see a monkey in a cage,
Yeah.
right?
Throwing shit at
So
his
you go
mother.
like, oh, wrong side of the evolutionary
There's a fork in the road, and they just
fork.
went the
Yeah,
wrong
they
way.
went there, and then they get a bit stuck because I
And
think we were
people
talking
say-
about your nonna.
Yeah, my nonna.
Yeah, we're talking about your nonna who still speaks that Italian.
Yeah, like
That,
rural
however-
farm Italian. That
Yes,
doesn't, that
and if
nobody
she was
speaks.
to go to Italy, she would just breathe the air and collapse and die. I mean, with
Yeah,
all the
very
due respect,
potential.
she
She's
probably
dead
is dead
already.
already.
She's
Yeah.
dead already.
But
She's
imagine in an
Having a pedophile for a son killed her. That's just...
having a
Between me and
pedophile
you.
for.
Mike's running joke on the podcast is that my father is a paedophile because my dad listens to the podcast.
Well, it's a wonderful way to connect to your family.
Jeffrey Donaldson knows that. We might cut that bit. But this is Northern Irish
Allegedly.
show. But sorry, continue on with the...
But we were talking about
Yeah.
like people, Italian people get very angry about like the food. Have you seen this guy Carlo on TikTok and Instagram and things? You don't watch things very much.
Nah,
do you?
no.
But they're getting very riled up about like Italian Americans doing Italian food wrong. And I used to be like, oh yeah, they're probably fucking it up. But also I did think that like what you have to remember is most of the Italians that moved to America, they're not chefs.
No,
You know, they're just,
exactly.
They're just like guys who work in like factories
Yeah.
and they've tried their best to make the food that their mum made and they fucked it up. Because of course they fucked it up.
Yeah,
If
I mean-
tried to make all the things that my mum made when I was growing up, I would get them all so
like
wrong.
a pack of shit children. Our children are doing very well. Hey,
I spilled some stuff on the Tina Fey book.
That's unacceptable.
yeah.
I mean, she's.
I haven't read it. I've heard it's good though.
That's why it's on top.
yeah, that's
It's-
true.
it's-
It's
Right,
next
so
on the list.
it's waiting and ready to go. But what I was going to say to you, both of you, as a fan of The Godfather, Goodfellas, these sort of things, is that what it's really like?
To be Italian, I did think when people always thought that I would love The Irishman. I don't know what your thought. If you've seen The
Oh,
Irishman,
I've seen it. Yeah.
I left the cinema in the middle. A lot of people assumed I would like it because it's about like Irish Italians and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I had a little joke about it, which was if I wanted to see old Italian men hand each other envelopes full of money, I would just go to my dad's birthday. I just found it so incredibly boring.
Yeah. Probably by the time you left, it was long enough. No?
90 minutes?
It was 90
Yeah,
minutes.
see
It
you
was like
later.
a full movie.
Yeah, and then there were still 2 hours left.
I think it's a
I-
fantastic movie
No.
myself, but anyway.
I
The
have a.
Irishman.
We've argued about this before. We don't need to do it again. Yeah, I loved it. I watched it all in one go. Thought it was great.
I
Obviously,
did
the
watch
CGI
it.
things were stupid with De Niro kicking the guy, and you can see he's 8 years old and he's meant to be in his 30s. That's dumb, but I thought the story, everything, I thought was beautiful. But
I mean, I was just fascinated about the growing age of these actors. So
Yeah.
I have this desire to watch old people.
Who does De Niro owe money to? Because he's doing ads and shit. He's doing bad movies and ads.
I think he invested a lot of money apparently in the Tribeca area of New York and restaurants and lots of different things. So that's why, he has to do Meet the Parents 3 and he's doing Rocky and Bullwinkle and every kind of dumb movie. So I think he did just make some big investments that might not have paid off or something. So Nicolas Cage did a similar thing where Nicolas Cage hasn't been able to say no to a movie, I think, in 20 years. Because he's just, just constantly
It's over,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
pay shit off. But De Niro, I think, similarly enough. We could get him on here probably if we offered him a free can of Coke Zero Lemon.
He would need it to pay his taxes.
So you think it's not just the desire for money? You think there's debts?
I think there's debts.
The people who keep on making money are in full debt.
A lot of them, yeah.
Like all of the rich.
Because they set up a lifestyle that costs fuckloads and then they get divorced and then they have to pay for their lifestyle and somebody else's lifestyle.
What a disgrace.
And maybe they get divorced twice.
And we look at them
There's
and think,
comedians in the UK that have to keep touring and gigging because they got Jason Manford pays a lot in fucking like divorce settlements and child support, and that's why he does panto. It's crazy.
I'm on the other hand. I think I'm gonna keep never have a high standard of living. Always live. I'm always going to live where I live now, in the apartment I live now,
in a shared house. No matter how much money Mike makes.
That's right, £600 a month, and I'm never.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's real nice. Now there is a leak in the sink in my room, and there's a big puddle of water in the room. But then it's summer, so I can actually go.
Well, that's your fault for living the bourgeois lifestyle of having a sink in your room. That's crazy talk.
Oh, you have one of those that they used to have in the French boudoir.
A half ensuite.
Yeah.
You have an ensuite?
Half ensuite.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You're pissing in that sink though.
Just the sink.
I know you.
No, lad, I piss in that. I can't piss anywhere else now. It's like, some people need some stuff to come. I need that sink to piss.
Yeah.
And I just because it's perfect height to piss in the sink, and I know it's barbaric, but that's part of the fun.
But you can also do it. You open the tap while you do it, and it kind of feels like it's nature.
That's right. But what I do is I don't open the tap, and I close the windows to fill the whole room with the thick stench of my own piss.
I love the smirk on your face when you say this. It really makes you feel happy to pretend to be a little dirty bastard. I love it.
Yeah, I know. It gives me a little pleasure.
But you're quite like a very classy chap. I remember when we were meeting for dinner and
he wipes his ass and everything.
Yes,
he does.
Leaves.
Yeah, leaves.
I love nature.
We were meeting for dinner. We went to a pizza place in Rome, and I was running late, and I texted Filippo and said, "Can you send me a picture of the menu and order for me?" And he replied, "Vittorio, this is so barbaric."
It is true. I mean, I understand that you live the fast life here in this city. Everybody's running around and you want to be as efficient as possible. But people have forgotten about the niceties of just, be face to face and take your time and maybe be late, but at least do things properly, Because, of course, we don't have a stable economy, so that will sort of make up for it over there. But here, no. It's barbaric because you want a photo of a menu, which has already been translated in English,
I didn't ask for that.
You pig.
I didn't ask for that.
I know, but
You're from Italy.
It's been translated in English to facilitate the ones who have lost themselves on the way. You lost yourself. Your family lost themselves in Ireland. Those poor people went on a boat in the 1900s. They lost themselves in America and created a bastard culture. But still, we respect them for the fact that they have invented Hollywood and all of those other forms of mental constriction.
Do you see when you're over here, and of course, you're like you say, you're in the zoo, and you view me and him as like he's an orangutan.
And I'm saying this,
I'm a baboon.
not you and no, absolutely. I mean, I respect the freedom that exists within the zoo.
Okay.
Because the zoo is a controlled area that really allows these monkeys to express themselves. If they were outside of the zoo, they would die.
Okay.
And they create beautiful. I mean, they write books. They are best-selling authors in there. Like they do amazing things in the zoo.
Yes.
These monkeys.
And you're referring to me and Vittorio.
No.
No, you're referring to Italian Americans.
I was referring to Italian Americans, and if there's a lot of Italian Americans watching this, I don't mean this by any means.
But what I mean to say is, like, when you come over here and you're in London and you see how quickly everyone's going around and they're scoffing their kebabs and they've got a picture sent of the menu, they haven't even looked themselves, and then they're in a bathroom and they're just wanking furiously to thoughts of Demi Moore, and then they're back out and they're I have to buy crypto, and they're running around, and no one seems to be enjoying themselves, and no one seems to be enjoying the moment or food or time. You see Angelone here, he's subtitling furiously whilst taking a shit, and you think, what is life like? Do you look at this in a kind of detached way of this is a circus? This is insane.
No, I don't look at it in a detached way, because these terrible tendencies live within all of us.
Oh.
And so there's a big manifestation of that in this big city. But I have to say, here, surrounded by the beautiful trees and gardens and plots of land that you cannot access, I feel a little bit more at home.
Yeah, this is a slower part of London, and that's why I like living in it.
And I hope you take this the best way. There's some of the.
I will.
There's some of the.
I fucking will.
There's some of the Mowglis about you. Mowgli from the Jungle Book is in.
Are you exoticized?
Exoticizing.
Exoticizing.
In the kindest possible way, yes.
Are you calling him a jungle boy?
Well,
I've been calling Italian American monkeys. So
Yeah. So he's, you know what I mean? It's live by the sword, die by the sword. But no, what I'm saying is I could see you being happy amongst the vines and the trees and, you know, in quite a Tarzanic existence, perhaps.
This is just so not true. He's a very fashionable, suave man.
I'm just you know,
He's a city boy. You're not a rural. You're not a jungle.
I'm
you're
not
anything.
rural.
You're-
I'm a metrosexual.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a metropolitan
Does
boy.
metrosexual, does that mean that you have some sort of I think it's a movie.
No,
about
no matter what you're about to say, no.
Excuse me, can I finish a thought here and maybe be correct? A metrosexual, correct me if I'm wrong, is a person who has attractions to underground trains.
I would like to correct you because you're wrong.
Am I?
Yeah,
But a
you-
metrosexual, isn't that like, there was a movie called Titane, a French movie about this girl
I
who
think it's
wanted
about-
to fuck
you know,
cars.
the-
You
my-
were sexually attracted to trains. Are you a metrosexual then?
No.
Because you love trains.
Oh yeah, it used to be called metrosexual. Now it's called autistic.
Oh.
You know, it's a step up. So you know the Miles High Club,
Yep.
where
Yes.
where people have.
I think it's just Mile High,
They have,
but
sex,
Miles-
they have sex in hot air balloons.
no, I think it's just Mile. but
Mile
Mile High Club. Yeah.
Mile
High
High.
Club. Yes.
What did I say?
Miles High.
Well, I got higher standards.
Yes.
And
you wait till it goes
yeah.
higher.
The Miles High Club is people who have sucked off Miles Davis on an airplane.
Well,
I'd
that
say
is
that is multiple people.
yeah.
100%. As he was playing on.
Yeah, but facing the other way because he's Miles Davis.
That's right.
That's a
Well, it
niche
depends on
reference,
what
but a
type of
good one.
plane he was on. You know,
Yeah.
maybe it was a Ryanair flight.
Mm.
Yes, not enough space there.
To suck dick.
Yeah. They'll catch you immediately. So, what was I? Yeah.
Mile High Club?
Metrosexual is
Yes.
below. So it's under.
The Mile
that's-
Low
so-
Club.
That's-
Right, so
that's-
that's people who have
there's
sex
no-
on underground.
Exactly. Nobody
Okay.
has come up with a term for, like, imagine you're on the Eurostar from Paris to London and you're under the sleeve.
Yes.
The
Channel?
The channel is the sleeve.
That's what
Okay.
you call it.
You call
Sleeve?
it the sleeve.
Ah.
It's
Now, how does that make sense?
It's a sleeve because if you look, I mean, if we maybe put a map
Like an arm coming out of a sleeve?
of
The train's the arm? Is the train the arm in this
no,
scenario?
it's the channel, but from the horizontal side. This is the channel is vertical, the one that the train goes in.
Yeah.
But the sleeve is the bit of water
That's
that is
called the channel?
between is the which one is the channel? What channel?
The channel is the body of water between England and France.
And what about the passage? What about
The tunnel? That's called the Channel Tunnel.
It's a channel tunnel and
Yeah.
and a
And which
wow,
part
what
of
lack
that-
of imagination you
What-
guys have here, no? Like it's a sleeve. It's a beautiful sleeve.
But what part of it is the sleeve?
I
The
think-
water or the tunnel?
I think the channel.
The water is the sleeve.
You're going to find it very hard to imply metaphors involving trains to Vittorio because
Is
he
he
really
really-
has a very literal love of trains and kind of that.
I'm not that kind of autistic. I don't like trains.
I think you deserve a better friend to your podcast sometimes because I feel
But
like
I'm trapped.
Is yeah, but you kind of like it. It's a bit of a baby reindeer situation, no?
And
Image- you're-
The big fat Scottish lady.
Yeah.
No, I'm not the big fat Scottish lady.
Yeah.
You're saying I've been called a crab. I've been called a lot of. You've made fun of me. I'm the victim. If anything, I'm going to make a fucking series about this podcast about how I was gaslit by two Italian sociopaths.
We're talking rings around you right now, and it's exciting.
Yes. But I mean, you're the king.
Let me just straighten my.
You're a
crown
king
up
for a
here.
day.
But you didn't like Baby Reindeer?
Can I be honest?
Yeah, please do.
Now, finally, after all this time.
After 43 minutes, 44 minutes, just gone.
I watched 2 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and the first one I was maybe 3, but it does feel like I've watched it all. But I know I didn't.
No, big twist.
Yes, I know.
Episode 4 is when it gets really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was looking for some laughs, when
Yeah.
when I was
Episode
told
4,
about
go
this
for
thing.
that. Yeah, go for that. Go for episode 4.
Episode 4 is probably the pinnacle of slapstick comedy.
No, I haven't seen much of it, but I've.
How do I engage with my Italian identity in a way that doesn't piss off Italians? Like, I don't want to be.
Well, first of all,
I don't
have
want
to
to be
say,
Italian American. I don't want to be that kind of like. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to do a caricature of this weird Italianness.
You're not risking much now to be looked at as Italian American, for instance.
I don't want to be that though,
Yes.
because you call them monkeys.
Yes, but
You did.
I didn't call them monkeys. I just made a comparison.
You say they're like monkeys in a zoo,
yeah.
and they've gone down the wrong fork of the evolutionary path.
Yes, but there is a merit to that.
Less self-awareness. They're not encumbered by doubt.
A free society inside a cage.
Right.
The cage of their own making.
Yes.
And they get to, you can just shit in your hand and throw it at people, and people are like, they expect that. So it's fine. So you can live in your own filth and be the most obnoxious kind of version of yourself, and that's expected.
I think you're declining that in your own personal fantasy, you know. In what way are you doing this?
Well, no, what I'm saying is that in the zoo analogy that you're saying, you know, monkeys at the zoo, if they shit in their hand and throw it at each other, you just say, well, that's monkeys in the zoo, don't you? So it actually kind of
We don't
enables,
judge the monkeys at the zoo.
it enables you to just be an obnoxious kind of de-evolutionized version of yourself.
Yes.
And you're saying this is what America does to people.
But you know, there's people who believe that actually evolution goes that way. That actually monkeys are unevolved humans rather than the step before. Do you know what I mean?
As in,
monkeys were humans.
oh,
and we evolved to become
we
monkeys.
devolved.
Yeah. Well, they evolve. Well, I mean, in a way,
Depends on your perspective.
It depends on your perspective. I mean, because there's some people who believe that humans come from another planet, right?
Yeah.
And then they will evolve into animals.
Yeah, once we rid ourselves of all this fucking bullshit, self-doubt
Exactly.
and awareness and,
Exactly.
and
Podcasts.
narcissism and ego and podcasts, crucially podcasts.
Yeah.
And do you think that this podcast right now, for example, we will...
It's
like
well on its way.
This
Yes.
is the death rattle of art.
Yes.
Right. But we are onions, and every podcast
What?
episode we're taking off. What? Why can't you let me finish a thought? My onion thought. You got threatened by my onion thought because you knew it was going to be too good, to be honest, and you had to try to shit on it. Now I've got my onion analogy, and you can have your little sneer
Yeah.
when I'm finished the idea, and then you can say, "Oh, isn't Mike so thick?" And he's
You
a crab.
you
and
can
everything
peel it
else.
off. Yes.
So cruel. Just two snarling Italians either side of me. Just
I have to say, we were trying to solve Vittorio's issue, and I said Vittorio with total natural cadence.
That's great.
The fact is
Cadenza.
that you are wearing those now. You know,
Is that bad?
what are this? The
Birkenstocks
The
handles?
Birkenstocks? No, the white socks. The white socks make it very difficult for you to integrate in a proper Italian setting.
White socks are a no-go? I thought
there
that was
are-
just in Liverpool. Liverpudlians hate white socks.
Why do they do that? Why do
They're
they?
very against white socks.
I never heard of Liverpool being a place where somewhat style is a part of the identity.
They have their own thing, but they think everybody else looks insane, and they have the haircut that they all have, and they hate white socks, and they all wear those 105s, the trainers, and it's just crazy. Yeah, Liverpool, but they hate white socks, and you hate white socks.
I never buy white socks. Personally, I know that there are some Italians who somehow like white socks, but I would stay away from them.
And you're from fashion Italy as well.
I am from fashion Italy, but
you
it's
hate white
thanks to
socks,
my
you're-
dad.
Whereas my family's not. My family's from Pigs, Italy.
No, it's your family is from Frosinone, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you that, and you laughed and said everybody hates them.
Well, in Rome, yeah, they do. They really do. I wouldn't say that
I
word.
think my family are like Culchies in Italy,
Yeah.
like outside of Rome, bog people.
But I like that.
Yeah, I
makes me
think
feel
that-
closer.
yeah.
No. I mean,
We're
why
both-
would they move to Ireland? Like in a way.
World War II.
And also, if you're bog people, go to the
No,
Mecca
but I
of
mean,
bog.
if there's a lot of countries available in World War II.
I don't know why they ended up in Ireland, but then some of them were in like prisoner of war camps on the Isle of Wight when they just arrested all the Italians.
Oh, maybe there was a
Yeah,
passage.
my family's getting interned from fucking both sides.
but it's also Filippo as well. At that time, Ireland was deemed like it was like the golden child of Catholicism in Europe.
That's true.
So they
It
were
was
very
as
Catholic.
fuck. Yeah,
they were
yeah.
very Catholic.
So that Ireland was seen as like a Catholic home almost.
My family loved
No.
Padre Pio.
Yeah.
But he was a
Love.
fraud.
What?
Whoa.
This is breaking news.
No, I mean everybody kind of knows it's.
Shia LaBeouf wouldn't play a fraud in a movie. I just don't believe
No,
that.
the holes in his hands just appeared.
Yeah.
This has been disproven?
Well, I mean, how can you prove it in the first place?
He wore mittens?
Yeah, yeah, but also mittens with 6 holes each. I'm not so much of a religious person. I have a deep respect for your religious audience, but at the same time, I think he made those holes himself.
He stabbed himself in the hand?
I think so.
To try and look like Jesus?
I think he was a little bit of a
An insane
psychopath.
person?
Yeah.
I think that's probably likely.
Yeah, it's very likely, but
it's more likely than
maybe it's
they
too
just
early
appeared in his hand.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just had eczema.
Yeah, maybe he's
And he tried to get rid of it by
scratching.
Maybe he's just got scratchy hands.
Yeah.
Psoriasis, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's
you know
easier.
the Padre Pio story.
He's a holy man. Whoa! You wouldn't let me. You don't let me finish a sentence.
I was just going to stop you from making something up.
I wasn't going to make something up. He was on my wall growing up. My granny was in love with the man. She had a
Padre Pio was big in Ireland.
Yeah.
My God, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Irish
Massive
people
star.
love saints because, like, do you ever notice that, like, wherever, whatever was the previous religion in a country before Christianity and Catholicism kind of like planted itself on it, the Catholicism and Christianity is like tinged with that kind of thing. So like Irish people was like pagan and had loads of different gods for lots of different things. So the Christian kind of like missionaries were like, oh yeah, you know the way you have all these gods for different things? Well, we've got saints and that's what that is. And then that becomes a huge part of Irish Catholicism.
Yeah, it's the same in southern Italy. Like there's more devotion to the saints rather than
God.
This
and
one guy,
Jesus, yeah.
like this one guy is like the CEO of this corporation, but like really you empathize with the guys who had problems, real life problems.
Boots on the ground.
The saints, holes in their hands, the typical issues that working class people have.
Shia LaBeouf famously said in his seminal interview with John Barenthal on Real Ones, and he was like, he said that saints, he's like, the thing is when you learn about saints, Shia LaBeouf said this, so he has no reason to lie. He said that when you learn about the saints, you realize that these were all fucked up dudes. That these were all dudes that, went astray and then came back. And almost like Siddhartha, you would know from Buddha, he went to the city, he shagged the heiress, he was fingering people in alleys, and he had money, and he had all of life's intoxications and the intoxications of the flesh, and only with that knowledge of the dark and the lurid side of life can one really understand it.
Yeah, and Shia LaBeouf can rehabilitate himself from done doing his daddy dirty in the streets.
And Shia LaBeouf had famously done his daddy dirty in the streets, dog, as he said himself. So one can only actually get enlightenment. And like in Siddhartha, the book, the guy, Siddhartha's friend who just stays going, he's in the trees, he's a monk.
Who's Siddhartha?
Siddhartha would have been, became Buddha, I believe. No?
Yeah.
So Siddhartha was basically a young fella, nice young lad, who was like very religious and this and that. And he had his friend who's his best friend. And they went to become these like ascetic monks, disciplined, sitting in the forest, listening to sounds, dedicated to finding inner peace and enlightenment. And anyway, at one stage, Siddhartha ends up kind of fucking off, being like, he gets disillusioned, goes off to the city, finds this voluptuous woman, he's shagging her doggy style, she's on top, 69 and sucking, fucking cum everywhere. Next thing, he's down, he's making a load of money, he's a merchant, he's rich, he gets this whole fucking lifestyle. His friend, meanwhile, is just still chatting with squirrels in the forest, staying, no pleasure to the flesh, nothing. But anyway, Siddhartha ends up finding his way back to a river, and this old man who lives by the river, he ends up getting the deepest enlightenment because he understood the human condition, what the follies of man, the desires, the everything. He's engaged in it. Whereas his friend who just sat and was a fucking monk all his life, goody two shoes, right, demisexual, he never gained the enlightenment, right? Okay, so when we're talking about the saints, as fucking Shia LaBeouf says, a lot of the great saints, these were fucked up individuals who did all the nasty things, and they were into butt stuff. and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. I think I've said some really good stuff there.
I think we will somehow chop it up and
Just beep.
We'll fix it in post.
but it's extremely valuable. Your insights, your point is very valuable, and
Thank you.
I don't know how you can summarize a book so eruditely.
Oh, nice.
I think something of like if you're not out there sucking and fucking, like you learn more from being actually in the world than being in like a monastery doing fuck all.
That is the point. That is the point of the saints, because they would just go out there and then they would get tortured at the end of it because of the whatever they did.
Persecution.
And the persecution really helps them to become, in a way, semi-gods, gods.
Demisexual gods. It's coming, yes.
But demi is like half.
Yes.
I feel like I'm the fella.
So you're half sexual.
I feel like I just sit. I'm the guy in the monastery, and you're out there sucking and fucking in the streets.
That's right.
And we're both trying to achieve enlightenment via different means.
I'm doing MDMA at Bruce Springsteen. You know what I mean? I'm doing stuff with my asshole. You know, I'm out there exploring the limitations.
Whereas I'm just thinking about stuff.
You know, but I feel like the one who actually talk about it, they do it the least.
Oh, you dirty dog.
I feel like that.
You nasty little...
I have this feeling, but it's just a feeling, you know, like it's a gut feeling that maybe is wrong in terms of the cultural standing that you represent.
That Hunter S. Thompson wasn't doing drugs then because he talked about it so much. He was sitting in his office playing fucking Connect 4, was it?
Well, I mean, some people they say, but they exaggerate, and some other people they don't. Yeah? No?
Mike's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you're more of a thinker or more of a doer? Are you out in the streets sucking and fucking?
I'm halfway. I'm halfway between the thinking and the doing. Sometimes I do, and then I get distracted, and I think, and then some other times I don't do, and finish that sentence yourself. Can I just say something?
Demisexuality, I think, therefore I come.
Yes. Yeah, I was reading.
That was very good.
That was good. That was very good. Descartes, yeah,
I think therefore I come.
I was thinking about Descartes yesterday. Yeah,
really?
Yes, because he ruined the whole thing. You know, for
you're such a philosophical chap.
Him.
No, you.
Me.
Yeah.
He really ruined.
In what sense did Descartes? So what was there, and what did Descartes ruin about it?
What was there was like I think the Mike energy. You know, Mike, you're the Dionysiac. You know, you're a bit the Bacchic energy of this podcast, and you're more like the
Bacchus, like Greek stuff.
Yes, the Apollinian. You're more the Apollinian. You know the division between Apollinian, the more rational, the more like stoic, even part of the podcast, and here the more Bacchic, the more wine-fueled kind of part of the podcast, in which there is like the raw energy of the animal instinct that actually has some wisdom to it, and then there's the ordering force. You know, the straight lines, and here the curvatures are here, and the straight lines are here. Well, then Descartes came, and he was like, none of this bullshit anymore. I think, therefore I am, and this whole part just went away. And I think Mike is the representation of the return of the strong wild forces that podcasts are really, really in need of nowadays.
Yes. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
It's yin and yang.
It's yin and yang. That's it. That was just simple. Just yin and yang. That's it. It's yin and yang. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so prolix.
No, I wasn't.
It's yin and yang.
I can't reduce what he just said.
It's yin and yang. I get it.
Chinese table tennis players.
I didn't try and reduce it. I was just like saying, I agree. It's yin and yang. It's SpongeBob and Squidward. You need the two.
But he's
contrasting. You can't have two SpongeBobs on a podcast. If there was two Mikes on a podcast, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it would be.
You need somebody to actually fucking.
And if there's two Vittorios, it's not crazy enough.
Yeah,
that's right. But what I think
I have.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have a sink here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to piss?
Yeah.
You just.
Can I use your sink? I'm really I'm struggling.
You need a piss?
Yeah.
Big time. Like 1 minute?
No, but then now what? You record this bit in which I want to go piss?
Just because the piss.
We're 30 seconds. We'll plug our dates and we'll go.
Oh, that's
Follow
lovely.
Filippo Spreafico on the internet.
Can we get one more thing from Filippo before we go? And this
He
is
needs to piss a lot.
No, I know, but the piss will give
It's
urgency.
been what, 20 minutes?
But I know, but the piss will give
Yeah.
urgency to your message. And
Yes.
I think what you were saying about the Apollonian and the backache and everything, I thought that was great, and that was actually aided by your need for a piss. So what I want to do is just very quickly at the end for Vittorio, as someone who wants to connect, and he is half Italian heritage-wise, and he doesn't. To be fair, you are reluctant to.
In what other sense would I be half Italian other than heritage-wise?
Maybe in spirit, or maybe in kind of a fascist ideologies, or maybe in kind of culpability for World War II.
No, he's got. I think. Look at this pose, for instance.
Yes.
Like he is stretching the right arm, is touching his left knee.
It's quite beautiful.
If
actually.
it wasn't for the White Sox, but like I have to say, there's a kindness
Cubs
to
fan.
you. There's a kindness to you that does not represent this continent. I mean, this island where you live in, and I think that comes from your heritage, Italian heritage.
That's beautiful things.
No, it's beautiful, but it's also a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but do you think for him going forward as a demi-Italian, do you think that there's any tips you
I
could
find it
give
hard
him?
to follow you sometimes.
because of my inherent, is it a charisma thing?
No, I mean, definitely you're a well-seasoned performer, someone who knows exactly how to do the thing you do. But at the same time, I think that sometimes you make shit up in a way that might be distressing to the normal brain.
I just want you to help the normal brain, but then your brain should surely be fine. but what? But what I want,
I think Mike might be the least Italian guy in the world.
Mike, have you ever had the ambition to be Italian?
I actually feel
You've been to Italy a
I've been
while.
Oh yeah. I've been to Italy on a few occasions. I would love to be accepted and people to say that I'm Italian-esque, but I don't think anyone would accuse me.
I think people would love you and respect you for the way you are, and you shouldn't strive to be a different identity than what you are in order to be accepted by a different culture. That is not England.
Right.
Here you get collected, but in Italy you will be embraced and then pickpocketed. But but at the same time, with charm, with delight, with a sense of belonging in the culture. If you never get pickpocketed, after all, how can you claim to have known a culture?
Yes.
Yeah. Because
And-
there's a difference between English pickpocketing is like they just grab it out of your hand and you see them and it runs away. There's a charm to not knowing that something's gone until it's gone.
Yes, but sometimes, you turn around after maybe 5 seconds you've been pickpocketed because you realize you turn around and you will see the guy who just took your wallet, showing it to you, giving it a nice kiss, and then running away on a Vespa.
You have to respect
Wow.
that.
And you have to respect
Running
that.
away on a Vespa.
Yeah.
Running away on a Vespa.
Yes, because he basically takes the Vespa and he runs on it.
Like the Flintstones?
Sometimes you say things that are hard to follow for the normal mind.
Yeah, I thought when I said it was a bit funnier.
Anyway, we've got some stuff to plug. My tour has just been extended into the autumn. Come see me in all sorts of different places. Manchester, Leeds, Belfast, Dublin, Cork, like all around Ireland. Lots of new places in Ireland, lots of new places in England. Glasgow, more dates, all sorts of fucking places. Share the stuff about it as well. And come see me at the Edinburgh Fringe every day doing off the cuff, fucking around, doing crowd work stuff. Mike, things to plug?
Mike, Edinburgh Fringe. Every day, 5:45, nasty character. I'm also going to have a work in progress show that's hopefully going to be on sale soon. I'm having trouble with the guys I'm doing it with to get the thing fucking put up. But 5:45 every day at Fringe. Chester, 28th of July is going to be my last tour show. I had to move it from the 12th of May. So everyone from Chester, that's going to be the last show of the tour. Then I've got work in progresses in London. I believe on June 23rd and June 13th. I think that'll be all new material. London, the Bill Murray. Check out my link tree on my Instagram for those, because those days might be a little wrong. That was just. I'm sorry. That was the Apollonian. That was from the past.
No,
that was barbaric.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
back in.
Anyway, yes. So check my out for those work in progresses in London, and I think that's it.
Go see Filippo Spreafico.
Yeah, I'll be in Milano in a hostel. And then Bologna, where there's a fair with like benches outside. But I might come to the Fringe. I
I would love that.
Yeah.
Come do off the cuff.
Yeah, I want to do off the cuff.
Yeah, that'd be good fun.
Yes, I want to do that. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for
Support
me.
the troops. Patreon.com/parenting for another hour of Filippo fun.
And follow Filippo on Instagram.
On the internet. He posts
he's
nearly
hilarious.
nothing, but it's great.
Yeah. It's good to know me somehow.
He's a good man. Right. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Oh my God.